Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'll be going over another comment section question that I received on my video titled Comment Section Q&A, Will My New Routine Work Without Wigs? So for this particular comment, the statement was, just found your channel and loving the frequent uploads. Thank you. Do you think you'll be tempted to redo the braids once they get frizzy? Question mark. Especially since they're on the chunky side? Question mark. Excited to see your journey. Heart. So yes, will I be tempted to take my braids down and redo them once they get frizzy? 100% yes, because I don't like frizz. So I'm definitely not immune to the frustrations of frizz. Um, However, because I'm so dedicated and just so motivated to retain length this year, I'm going to do whatever I can possibly do um, in order to not have to manipulate my hair. And so, what does that look like for me? Well, that looks like wearing my do-rag, which is right here, and then wearing the bonnet on top of it. So the purpose of the do-rag for me is to lay down my hair so that it's not frizzy. The purpose of the bonnet for me on top of the do-rag is it's like a safe mechanism. So let's say my bonnet falls off, then I'll still have my do-rag on top. Other things that I'll be doing to combat frizz. Honestly, I think that's the only thing that I'll be doing is tying my hair up every single night to prevent there from being friction between my bed sheets and my hair. Another thing that you can do and that I do as well is I have satin covers on my bed and on my pillows. And so by me having those things there, let's say this falls off, then this falls off in bed, then you have your satin sheets left as the last resort. And sometimes you just have those days where you just don't want to get out of bed. You don't want to, put your scarf on for whatever reason. And then you feel just a little bit less guilty because you have satin sheets. So I'll have that as a safety mechanism too. But otherwise, for sure, I'm going to be so tempted to do these braids once they start getting frizzy. Another thing that I guess that I'll have working for me is that I have a busy work schedule. Um, and just off the strength of that, I'm not gonna want to redo my hair, even if it starts to look crazy. Like I really don't care. Um, I just think it's interesting because there's been times like as y'all seen in my 2025 um, length retention journey video where I literally changed hairstyles like once a week. I had braids one week, crochet the next, a whole wig the next week, and then a lace front sew in the next week. And I went to work each week with each different hairstyle because I recognized that it's my life. Um, and it doesn't matter what other people think about my hair. Um, Number two, sometimes people make comments like, "Oh, I see you got your hair cut," and and sometimes like for me, not they'll say like, "Oh, I see you got your hair, you dyed your hair," and likely I didn't dye my hair, like it was a wig, and I was like, "No, actually, I didn't." I just leave it at that. I don't have to explain myself. Like, no, I didn't, and that's just it. That's just what it is. There's no need to explain yourself whatsoever. It's your hair. But the reason I say that is because um, you kind of have to have that just I don't care attitude. Of course, you don't want to look crazy at work. You want to look somewhat presentable, and I would say it's presentable. My hair's in a bun. It's in braids. It won't be like super crazy frizzy. And if it becomes a little bit frizzy, my hair is still in the bun, still in braids. And I know for me, this is like a personal goal, and I know eventually in the long term, my hair is going to be super long. I'm going to love that I made this sacrifice. I hate to call it a sacrifice, but it is a sacrifice. Um, and not that I hate to call it a sacrifice. It's just the fact that it's kind of like a vanity sacrifice, but that's okay because I care about how I look. But I will appreciate that I made this sacrifice in order to get to my goal of super long, beautiful hair. So this is just a temporary thing. So my busy work schedule again is what's going to help me to just push through and just not care because I don't have time to. I'm not going to want to make time to sit there and take down my braids and redo them just so they look more presentable for other people, or even myself. So yeah, that's the other thing that's gonna help me out with the whole frizz situation. Um, let's see. Oh yeah, especially since they're on the chunky side. Like I mentioned in the start of month one video, I am nervous that the two front braids right here, these two, I'm nervous that these two chunky ones will eventually like get frizzy rather quickly, because there's so much hair in that given section. But hopefully with just me wearing my bonnet, wearing my do-rag whenever I'm in the house and whenever I'm going to sleep, that will combat it. I think I might even get to the point where I put a separate bonnet and do-rag in my car, so that if I'm ever somewhere, or even in my purse, if I'm ever somewhere outside of my house, I'll have another bonnet just in case, so I don't have to, do things I don't want for my hair. I believe that answered the questions. I really appreciate you for taking the time out to even comment something on my video. It means a lot. And I'm excited for your journey if you're also on one, and I appreciate that you're excited for my journey. Otherwise, I hope that answered the question, and I'll see you in the next video.